shit. Trying that at the wrong time. Alright. How's it going, guys? This video is about exactly what the title says. I'm going to teach you how to write bad boy direct response headlines that convert like evangelists on steroids, like they're pumping, flipping, trying up their butt cheeks. Now, it sounds crazy, but I'm going to teach you how to do this all without AI. Alright. Headlines are the $1 million skill that separates average copywriters from the ones who consistently generate results. And no, AI can't help you with this. Alright. Actually, that's a lie. It can enhance what you do, but if you're going to rely on AI, then you're going to fail because AI doesn't understand what I'm about to show you and the principles behind headlines. You need to understand this in order to generate genuine results and conversions. So, who is this for? Well, this is for you if you're an offer seller, whether it's like info, courses, or paid communities, if you provide high-ticket coaching or consulting services, or you're an agency owner looking to scale your lead flow and conversion. Even if you run an e-com offer, actually. I don't really work with e-com, but it works for e-com too. If you're a business owner and you have an in-house copy team and you're looking to train them up and send them free materials too, send it on. And finally, if you're looking to acquire a high leverage skill set to increase your income and you made the high IQ decision to double down on learning direct response copy instead of just updating your LinkedIn bio like one of those LinkedIn demons, please follow me on LinkedIn because no one really likes me there. And also, final bullet, it's not really there, but if for some reason you were just pushed my video by the YouTube gods and you were attracted by my pretty face in the thumbnail, or even by my amazing headline, and that inspired you to click, then welcome, this is for you. If you don't fall under anything I've talked about so far, or if you don't resonate, then feel free to click off and go watch some Mr. Beast or some shit. Okay. Rest of you, you're all welcome here. Alright. So what are we going to cover? We're going to cover where are headlines used. We're going to cover the importance and cruciality of headlines. I don't even know if cruciality is a word, but I'm going to say it anyway. Double down. Alright, when in doubt, double down. Cruciality of headlines. We're going to look at what makes a good headline, so the characteristics and traits and the fundamentals behind what you need to include in a headline. Going to look at a question that I get asked a lot, which is, do I use direct or indirect approach? And we're going to teach you when to use each. And then finally, right at the end, I'm going to give you a daily exercise and a bonus gift. So this daily exercise is going to give you the facilities and the equipment to essentially get into the top 1% of direct response copywriters on the planet. And I know that sounds like a bold claim, but trust me when I tell you it's not that far of a stretch because most people don't do this. Most people are charlatans, all right? So the things I'm going to tell you about, no one does it. And so if you do it consistently every single day, you will easily be in the top 1%. And that's before you even start working with clients, all right? So let's get into it. So firstly, what the fuck are headlines, okay? Now, this guy on the right here is a guy called Eugene Schwartz. So if you're a copywriter, marketer, anyone in direct marketing whatsoever, even internet marketing in general, you should know who Eugene Schwartz is. All right, he's a copywriting OG. He wrote a book called Breakthrough Advertising. Now, a lot of the concepts and fundamentals that I'm going to be teaching in this video, and to be honest, that I ever teach on this channel, a lot of them were pioneered by this guy in his book, or at least they were first elaborated and brought to the forefront of marketing by this man right here. Okay, so what exactly are headlines? Now, the way Eugene Schwartz, I think it was Eugene Schwartz that described it like this, but he described it as an ad for the ad. All right, so it's an advertisement for your advertisement. Now, obviously, we're not talking about just advertisements here, as in direct mail ads, but think about it like a movie trailer. Okay, the only job of a movie trailer is to get the right people to then go and watch the full movie. So if you're marketing horror, I don't know if you've ever seen a horror movie trailer. I'm sure you have, but you've never seen them try and appeal to rom-com fans, for example. Even if there is comic relief within the film, you've never seen that as part of the trailer because that's not who they're appealing to. You don't see them appealing to action fans, right? So the headline needs to grab your specific market by the collar and say, yo, this is for you. Like, come and take this next step, right? That's all that they're supposed to do. So that's the fundamental of a headline. That's all a headline is, okay? So now we're going to look at where headlines are used, all right? Now, there's probably some scenarios that I haven't included here, and don't slander me if I have missed any. But anyways, these are the main places where headlines are used. Okay, they're used in content titles. So look at the caption for this video, right? how to write bad boy DR headlines that convert like a evangelist. That is a headline. That's a headline for this video. And on a Twitter post, the first however many characters that you can see before you click read more, technically that's the headline, or at least the first sentence at least is a headline, right? So on advertorials, you usually have like an indirect headline, and it makes people want to read whatever the advertorial is about. Or a sales page typically has a massive bold headline at the top, and a VSL, again, massive bold headline at the top that gets people want to click on the VSL and watch it. Even email subject lines are technically a headline. It's a hook. It's something that makes you want to click and open and read the email. Now, very quick side note and tangent. If you write emails to your list, which I highly recommend you do, don't be one of those people that use clickbait and fake curiosity in their headlines. I've seen this so much. Okay. Don't make the mistake of optimizing for instant open rates, just trying to get people to click and open your emails by any means necessary, because open rate doesn't actually mean shit. The only thing that matters is your relationship with your list. Now, when people use these fake clickbait, rage bait, whatever content in their subject lines, and it's not followed through on in the email, all you're doing is breaking your trust with your email list. All right. Now, that's a quick little side note. Don't do that shit. I hate when I see it. Stop doing it. So, next is, why do headlines matter? Now, here you see classic Pareto principle. Okay. 80% of people read headlines. Only 20% of people go on to read the copy. Right. And that's just, it's a fundamental law of nature. That's exactly how headlines and copy and adverts typically work. But the issue is most people completely fuck this up. Okay, they think that the headline needs to try and speak to or convert 100% of the people, or they try and sell the products from the get-go as quickly as possible. Right? Wrong. Stop doing that. A headline should speak to a select group of people that you're targeting, not a person more, not a person less. Right? That's the purpose of any copy, not just a headline, any copy. The purpose is to get the right person to take the next step, whether that's to read the ad, whether that's to open the email, to click the link, to watch the VSL, whatever it is. That's the only purpose of copy. And then once you've got their attention, then you can try and sell to them in the appropriate way. And you can try and, push more information and benefits and features and all that crap, right? But don't make the crucial mistake of trying to do everything all at once or too early. So what makes a good headline? Got a nice little pyramid here, and this is essentially like a checklist, right? Everything I'm teaching here is like fundamentals and theory. All right, the more you use it, the more feedback you get, the more you understand exactly how to use and mix and match and plug and play stuff. But this is like an initial checklist, right? This is how you know you're on sort of a good track with your headline. So a good headline typically matches market awareness and sophistication. Now I'm going to very briefly run through what those things are in this video. 2, they will tap into existing desires. Again, I'll go through that in a sec. And then finally, they'll mix and match a combination of the 3, which is they'll touch on a promise, a benefit, or a solution of what your product or service offers. Okay, that's it. If you can check these off and say, okay, my headline does these 3 things. Again, in theory, they don't always need to do these 3 things, but typically if they do, then you know you're on a good track. So now let's actually get into how you write a good headline. Now, a good headline, it speaks to the right people, not everyone. Again, 80% of people will read it. Only 20% of people will move on, right, onto the next action. So how do you actually speak to the right people? And that's with this concept called mass desire. Again, I think this is Eugene Schwartz as well. This guy, honestly, is goated. Like, he pioneered most of the stuff we use in marketing, or the concepts we use in marketing. But the point is this: desire is like energy, right? If you've studied science at all, right, energy is neither created nor destroyed. Energy is just there, and it can be channeled, which is why, light bulbs have a byproduct of energy, right? It's very difficult to create a 100% efficient light bulb that only produces light, because energy is neither created nor destroyed. Sometimes the chemicals and the manufacturing process of the light bulb means that some of that energy is then channeled into heat, for example. That was just a very random science lesson, but the point is, desire is much like that, right? You don't create or destroy desire. So this picture that you see here is from a film called Air, and it's on Amazon Prime, I think. Go and watch it. It's a great film. But it's all about the come up of Nike or Nike. I don't care if you're American, whatever. I don't really give a shit. It's a come up of Nike, okay? And look at what they did with Air Jordans. They didn't try to create a desire for greatness and athletic excellence. That desire was already there. right? If you think about any especially males, right? Especially males and young men, that desire is always there, right? Everyone wants to be the strongest, jump the highest, be the fast, right? The desire is already there. All they did with their headlines, and in this particular case, Be Like Mike, is they channeled a desire that worked because the market already wanted to achieve that level of greatness. So Jordan was an icon, and Nike, they channeled that desire to capture the same excellence that people already wanted, and they attributed it to their shoe. That's all they did, right? They didn't create the desire to be great. They didn't try and educate people and change their beliefs. They just connected their product to the greatness that people already wanted. Okay. Now, again, this is for regular people like us, and we just want to see results, right? If you see companies that have massive capital budget, or they have massive personal brands that can supersede all of that stuff, then yeah, they can go ahead and try and change beliefs and challenge the norms and all that sort of stuff. But for the most part, you want to channel existing desires. You don't want to try and tell people to think differently per se, right? There's a lot of nuance behind what I'm saying, but to take my word for it, that's pretty much the generic concept behind what I'm saying. So now we're getting on to direct versus indirect headlines, and now it's a question I get asked a lot. Now, as you can see, we're sort of getting deeper and deeper into headlines, and start with the fundamentals and the concepts you need to understand, and we'll get deeper and deeper into actually how to write headlines. Okay. Direct versus indirect headlines. Now, this spectrum you see here is another excerpt from Eugene Schwartz's Breakthrough Advertising. I think he either pioneered, again, I'm not sure if he came up with this, but he definitely was the person to bring this to the forefront of marketing. And in this case, it's this concept called customer awareness levels. Now, what awareness levels are, again, just very basic heuristic is, what does my customer already know? Okay, now it's not just necessarily what they already know about my product or the solution, but what do they already know about the problem? What do they already know about their desire? Do they know they have a certain problem? Do they know they have a certain desire? Right, so for the people that are very unaware of those things, it's your job to bring that to the forefront. And for people that are very aware of those things, it's your job to tell them exactly why they should go with you. See the difference there? So on the unaware side of the spectrum, you use things like stories and secrets to spark their engagement, right? So in your ads, you use things that induce curiosity, okay? So it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly about whatever you're selling. It can just be something that speaks to something that's deep-rooted within them, and therefore it makes them want to carry on reading or carry on watching or take the next step, right? So if we start with the right side of the spectrum, okay? For a customer that is unaware, so this is someone that's unaware that what they're experiencing is even a problem, right? So for those kinds of awareness levels or portions of the market, you use stories and secrets, right? You use something that induces curiosity to spark their engagement, right? So you might say, let's say I have knee pain, okay? I thought about it for about 2 seconds. I know that my knees hurt. I don't really give a shit about it. I'm just going about my day, whatever. Now, for those kinds of people, you use stories and secrets to try and get them to engage in your ad. Now, problem aware. So now, I have knee pain and I've actually thought about it for 8 seconds and I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to be a cripple in 10 years, right? I don't want to ruin my quality of life with this knee pain. I need to get it fixed, right? So to that, the headlines and your ads need to speak to the benefits of fixing the knee pain or the anxieties that I might be feeling already as someone with knee pain. Okay, then move on to solution aware. So now, I know I have knee pain, I know the benefits of fixing it, I know what my anxieties are, but now also I know that there are solutions out there. I know that if I go to a chiropractor, I can fix this knee pain. I know that if I do knee mobility exercises and follow Ben Patrick, the knees over toes guy, that, I can fix this knee pain. In fact, Ben Patrick would be more in the product aware. I'll come back to that. So in those you use claims and proof, right? In your ads you might use testimonials and stuff like that. Product aware. Okay, I now know Ben Patrick, the knees over toes guy, helps people fix their knee pain and bulletproof their knees. Now, let's say I'm on his mailing list. Now he can send me discounts and deals, right? So I know what my problem is. I know what the benefits are of fixing them. I know that there are solutions out there, and now I know that Ben Patrick holds those solutions. So I know of his product. And now, if he sends me discounts and deals, I'm very likely to buy it. Now, finally, most aware. Okay, let's say for whatever reason I haven't bought yet. I'm completely locked in. I've done all of the research impossible, right? I'm on his email list. I've watched all his YouTube videos. I've watched all the Huberman podcast and or chiropractic practices and joint pain and inflammation and all that stuff. So now I just need someone to give me a reason why their product is best, and probably someone with the best price, and then I'll buy. Okay, most aware. Now let me give you another example of awareness levels in case that wasn't good enough. Let's use like phones, like smartphone marketing. Okay, now we've got the two sort of giant or duopolies, I guess, in the world, right? We've got Apple, and then we've got Android phones. But let's just say Google, for example. For an unaware audience, phones will market to, they'll use stories and secrets. And again, it's all theory, right? So nothing's ever going to fit neatly within any of these little columns, but they'll be roughly in that sort of area, especially depending on like where you're marketing to someone. So for an unaware audience, let's say I'm not speaking to an audience of people who are there to listen about phones, right? Let's say I'm from London, right? We've got the tube system, or the subway if you're American, right? We've got our trains and there are little ads on the train and stuff, right? It's just marketed at anyone and everyone. Now, it could say something that speaks to like sort of being higher status, the way this phone feels in your hand and how it's gonna upgrade your life, and everyone's gonna look at you like, whoa, you've got the new iPhone. Like that sort of marketing would work. Again, it's more of like an abstract, curiosity enhancing and deep innate like human feeling level of marketing, right? That's what will work for an unaware audience. But now let's say we're speaking to a more aware audience. Let's say it's people that are at CES or people that are at an Apple or Google keynote, right? So these are people that are hyper aware of the product and the market and what they're there to see and to potentially buy. So for them, we'll start talking about this feature and how the new iPhone is 20 frames per second faster than the new Google phone, or that sort of things. Again, like everyone's was it benefits not features or something like that. It's the classic LinkedIn demon or Twitter guru like hype phrase, but that's not necessarily true. Again, it's all to do with the awareness levels. You can market with features if you're speaking to the right people who are receptive to features based on their awareness level. That's it. That's all it is. So therefore, if someone's unaware, you'll go indirect, and if someone's aware, you go direct. Rule of thumb. Okay, there's obviously exceptions to all of this. Everything I'm going to say, I'm adding the caveat. None of this is 100% applicable to every single scenario. All right, use your brain. Here's an example of direct versus indirect headlines. Okay, so the first one, they laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play. That's example number one, ad number one. Ad number two, how to create financial advertising that sells. Now, pause this for a second and just try and figure out which one's direct and which one's indirect. I'm not actually going to stop because it's a video and you can actually pause the video. So if you looked at this, you can probably see straight away the piano one is an indirect headline, and the financial advertising one, the bottom one, is a direct headline. Okay. So if you look at the bottom one, how to create financial advertising that sells. Here you can see the target audience are clearly people in finance. It's clearly either people in finance or there's marketers, and it's people who would be interested in seeing their financial ad conversion rates increase, right? So they know there's a problem, they know there's a solution, and now they know that you, the person who's printing this ad, has a solution. Now on the flip side, the piano one, you can see that that's something that would work for a less aware audience, right? They laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play. So while you can glean that this is probably something to do with playing an instrument, you don't actually know any of the criticals, or you don't even know that for sure, right? You don't know the who, you don't know the what, you don't know the why. Instead, what does the headline do? It's all about curiosity. It tugs on deeper human emotions, right? Everyone has that want to prove people wrong. Everyone's seen that film where there's the underdog who no one really likes or speaks to, and they've got this hidden insane skill set. And then all of a sudden, when everyone gets to see it, they get adored by everyone, and everyone wants to feel like that. Everyone wants to feel like the hero of their own film. So that's the sort of emotion that this ad speaks to. So again, if they know they have the problem, go direct. If they don't, go indirect. So now we're going to get a little bit more technical. All right, so we've covered awareness levels. Now we're going to go on to market sophistication levels. Okay, now these are both, again, sophistication is very important as well. It's not enough to just know the awareness levels, because that's all depending on what segment of your audience you're speaking to. Sophistication levels are about your market entirely. Okay, the easiest way to explain what sophistication levels are is how jaded are they? How jaded are they? How competitive is your market? And essentially, how skeptical are your prospects? All right, so again, this is all from Breakthrough Advertising. If you look at the y-axis here, you've got the level of market sophistication goes up, and on the x-axis, you see the level of market sophistication goes up as the time, amount, and quality of buying experiences goes up. Right, so the x-axis is referring to customers, prospects, leads, potential leads in the market. Right, the more time they've had in the market, the higher the number of buying experiences they've had, and the higher the quality of buying experiences they've had, the higher the level of market sophistication. Therefore, the higher the skepticism of your prospects. So if you look at level 1, again, this is all theory, right? It's all theoretical. I can't think of, markets typically don't fit neatly into these things, into these boxes. I can't even think of a level 1 market, but let's just look at the graph, okay? So level 1 is the birth of a market. So you can just make any claim. Yeah, so let's say the first time AI came around, okay, when AI was first introduced to the public, and it wasn't just the tech nerds that were looking at it. You can just say, we use AI for X result. That's it. Boom. You'll make sales, 100%. Now, think about this from an economics point of view, right? Basic economics, okay? You make sales. People around you are seeing that you're making sales. Therefore, more people are going to enter the market and make similar claims. That's where you get to level 2. Okay? There's more competitors, more people making the same claim. Now you need to make the claim a little bit bigger than your competition. So now it's use AI to get X result within Y time frame or without X pain point. So the claim is just slightly better than the people who have now entered the market. Again, more competition, level 3. All right, so now you introduce a mechanism. So a mechanism offers a logical reason why your claim is achievable or more achievable than the other competitors. Right, so I'm not going to keep giving examples because I've got examples in the next page. Then in level 4, you create a better mechanism. Again, the same way from levels 1 to 2, you make the claim bigger. In levels 3 to 4, you make the mechanism bigger. You make the mechanism better. You make the mechanism more unique. Finally, you get to level 5. All right, so people are completely skeptical, right? There's a million different competitors out there. They've all been inundated with different offers and different promises and claims. So their skepticism is at its highest, right? Mechanisms no longer work. New advanced marketing strategies must be activated. This is where they don't care about, why your thing is specifically better. They care about why should we buy from you. You see the difference? So things like personal brand come into play. Things like being top of mind and whether or not they'll know, like, and trust you as a person or a company. That stuff comes into play, and it's the most important thing. So I'm going to show you some examples that I wrote like 2 minutes before I started recording this video. So I'm going to show you headline evolution, all right? So now these headlines, they're not B2B offers. These are the sort of D2C headlines you see on like ClickBank and those other spammy affiliate sites. I'm not really a fan of them, but they work. They demonstrate the point very well. So let's start with a level 1 claim, okay? So again, you're the first person to enter the market. You can just say, boost your energy naturally with this pill. Boom, people are going to buy it because people want better energy. Level 2, boost your energy naturally with this pill in less than 72 hours. So now, again, your claim is slightly better than the first one. Level 3, boost your energy in less than 72 hours by cutting up this rare root extract and mixing with water. So now you've just introduced a mechanism, the rare root extract. Now level 4, you want to advance your mechanism. And this one, I went crazy on this one. Level 4 claim revealed how this rare Himalayan root complex activates your body's own secret energy reserve in less than 72 hours to combat fatigue and catalyze fat loss. Now that's the kind of shit that you see again on like ClickBank, and they're selling like cancer curing pills and shit to old people. Really unethical stuff, but again, it demonstrates the point really well. You see, we took the mechanism from rare root extract to rare Himalayan root complex. And then we added even more to it. It activates your body's own secret energy reserve. And we made the claim better in less than 72 hours. And then we added even more benefits. So it combats fatigue and catalyzes fat loss. Now you see how much stronger that is as an offer compared to boost your energy naturally with this pill. So that's how mechanisms and sophistication levels sort of dictate how you write your headlines. Then finally, level 5, mechanisms are dead. Resort to psychological triggers. So basically, none of this shit matters anymore, right? If you think about like Iman Gadzi, why do people buy Iman Gadzi's courses compared to anyone else's, right? There's nothing special. Categorically, there's nothing special that he teaches. The only reason people buy it is because people believe him more, and he's bigger, and people trust him more. Same with Andrew Tate, right? Hustlers University and War Room. War Room is just a glorified mastermind. Hustlers University is just a glorified make money online biz up, right? But why does he get so much more sales than anyone else? Because he's the most known, he's liked, he's trusted by at least the people that know, like, and trust him. Forget the people that flip and hate him, but he's known, liked, and trusted. And when people think about that and they're inundated with his marketing and he's always top of mind because he's always on socials, people are then just going to edge towards buying his stuff. Edge? Pause. Okay. So that's pretty much it. If you haven't noticed, I haven't given you any templates. I haven't said this is how you write a headline. I've taught the fundamentals and the principles, again, as much as I can within a 20-minute video or whatever, however long this is. I've taught just, the fundamentals, the principles, and the key marketing factors that you need to know and understand. And the more you use these and the more you implement them and the more you get market feedback, imperatively, the more you get market feedback, the more you'll understand how this stuff works. Okay? So don't just take what I'm saying as like, oh, this is how you write headlines. All right? I'm just teaching the principles. Now, finally, I'm going to hit you with the daily exercise that you need to be doing if you want to get better and genuinely hit that 1% of copywriters. Okay? Now, this is something I did when I first started. It's still something I do, not as frequently as I like to, like not daily, but at least once a week I still do this. And that is the following. You read a sales letter, okay? So you read a sales letter every single day, all right? Now, this one's specific to headlines, but you can do this for any aspect of copy. So read the sales letter, identify the type of headline, all right? So is it direct or indirect? And then underline the key aspects of it, right? So the promise, what's the benefit, what's the pain point, what's the unique mechanism that they're utilizing? Then secondly, go and do 15 minutes of your own market research on this offer, right? Or on this audience. So go Google, go Reddit, go look at competitors and what ads and angles they're using, right? And then concisely answer the following questions. What is the main pain point or desire of the audience? Okay. What 5 things make the product or service unique? And then what makes the product or service either easier, more convenient, or faster than its competitors? Now, once you've done that, you should have 1.5 to 2 pages worth of notes. All right. Now, from here, go and write 5 different headlines for this offer, your own headlines. Now, all of the aspects that we've just broken down should have all of the material you need to do this. It's just mix and match of all of these different things. Think about how you can strongly do this. 5 different headlines with different angles, different promises, different benefits, different pain points, different mechanisms. Okay. Now, this is 10 times stronger than just doing hand copy or copy work or whatever, these LinkedIn demons call it, right? Just writing out sales letters. There's a bit of benefit to it. But if you're not consciously dissecting, what's being done by actual controls that work and the tactics that are being used, then, your level of progress is just much slower if you're just hand copying stuff. All right. This is how you really understand how to implement these principles. Now, key takeaways here are focus on consumer, avoid assumptions, and test vigorously. Now, what do I mean by this? Okay, do not, and I repeat, do not let your ego or mental heuristics get in the way of any copy or ads that you write. Okay, don't make up market research based on your own assumptions or your previous knowledge. Don't keep running with your favorite piece of copy just because you've got a weird emotional attachment to it and you like it the best. High converting copy is all about the end consumer. It's not about you. It's not about your marketing buddies. It's not about your copywriting guru. It's not about the LinkedIn demons. It's not about your barber. It's not about your flipping granddad. Okay, what the market says is final and imperative. So the only thing that matters is real words and emotions and actions and behaviors from your ICP, from your actual audience. So that's the material you should use first and foremost. Primarily, you should use that and you should test it vigorously. Okay. Now, just to take a bullet out of your arsenal, if you go back to the exercise, you might be wondering, oh, where do I find these different sales letters? Where do I find these, these controls, and how do I, how do I do this? Well, let me take a bullet out of your arsenal. I'm not going to give you any excuses. It's 2025, all right? Pattern up, all right? Don't be a little bitch. I've done the hard work for you. I've put together a swipe file. I've done the hard work for you, all right? It's got VSLs, it's got sales letters, it's got newspaper ads, it's got everything that you need to do this exercise every single day for a very long time. Okay, so no excuses about where do I find these pieces of copy. I've done it for you. I've done the hard work for you. Go and get your free swipe file of high converting letters and controls from the link below. And you can also sign up to my email list. It's where I interact the most. Okay, once, sometimes twice, sometimes more times a day, I'm dropping emails, I'm dropping real source, I'm dropping real insights and advice. So yeah, go and check that out. And I don't know what the next video is going to be or where it's going to drop, but yeah, subscribe or some shit. I don't know, whatever people say. All right, peace.